Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how you can create a link in bio landing page on your Squarespace website. If you use Instagram to market your business, you're probably already familiar with LinkTree and other platforms that allow you to build a link in bio page. But in this video I'm going to talk about where I think the limitations with those other platforms are and why I think it's better that you build a landing page for your link in bio directly onto your Squarespace website. I'm also going to show you how you can actually build this page in the back end of your Squarespace website. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you some back-end settings that you need to make sure you do on this page to ensure that it's set up with website best practices. So let's get started. So I'm over here on LinkTree, which is one of the main platforms that allows you to build a landing page for your Instagram link in bio. And it's quite quick and easy to set up a page like this where you can, add a photo, a small description, and some of the links that you want to add into your link in bio. However, the limitations of this are that you have the LinkTree branding all over it. There's a LinkTree logo at the top here, and then there's a button that says join me on LinkTree, and these definitely act as a distraction away from your links. So if someone clicks on your link in bio and they're met with this, yes, they may click on one of the links that you want them to, but it's also equally probable that they might then click on LinkTree and come away from your content. You're also using a third-party platform, which means you're actually driving traffic away from your website, which isn't great for your SEO. And your ability to customize this on the free plan, it's quite limited. This is a very simple design, and there are other options with different colored backgrounds and things, but they tend to be quite generic and very basic. And you don't have the ability to fully customize unless you pay. Now, when you're a small business owner, the last thing you want to do is add on another monthly or annual subscription when you've already got a website that you're paying for, which could house this link in bio landing page and do a better job of it. So let's hop over to my link in bio page and I'll show you what I mean. So this is the link in bio landing page that I have made on my own website. This is what is linked in my Instagram profile. And you can already see by looking at it that it looks completely different. The branding is my own branding, and there's not a single LinkTree logo or button in sight. I've used the same photo, a small description, and then I've got a series of buttons that people can click on. And I've ended off with a summary block where I've added a couple of blog posts. So if people aren't ready to work with me yet or to contact me yet, they can read the blog if they want to. And I've also got up here an announcement bar which appears on every page of my website, and it's currently promoting my Squarespace website checklist. If you want to learn how to add an announcement bar to your website and it will appear on every page, I've got a separate video for that which I will link in the description box below, so you can go ahead and watch that. But you can already see this is a much better alternative because it's got my own branding. LinkTree isn't distracting from my buttons over here. It's not going to take my visitors away. But the other advantage of this is that because this is a hidden page on my website, it's actually boosting my SEO because it's increasing traffic to my website. And it's also going to increase my conversions because people aren't going to get lost in some third-party platform and be taken away. They're coming directly to my website. And finally, this eliminates any additional costs for my business because I already pay an annual subscription to Squarespace for my website, and it doesn't cost me any extra to set up a hidden page to act as my link in bio landing page. So this is a great way to keep costs down in your business too. So let me now show you how you can build your own link in bio landing page on the back end of your Squarespace website. So here I am on my demo website, and the first thing you want to do is on this left-hand panel here, navigate to under website where it says pages. And then you want to add a new page. Now, this doesn't make sense to add into the main navigation because our link in bio page is something that we just want to appear in our Instagram profile. It doesn't make sense for it to appear up here at the top of every page for our website. So we actually want to add a new page into the not linked section. So we can do that by navigating over here to where it says not linked and then clicking on the plus icon next to it and just click add blank, so we can add a blank page. And then you can name your page something that makes sense. So I'm just going to name mine link in bio. And here it is. This is the new page that's set up. So let's add in our links. So we can do that by clicking on the edit button at the top and start by adding a blank section. Okay, good. And the first thing that I want to appear is some branding so that when people click on this, they know that they have landed in the correct place. So I'm going to do that by adding a logo. So to do that, I'm going to add a block and select image. Let's drag that to the middle, click on the plus icon, and I've already got my logo uploaded into my asset library. So I'm going to select from library. If you haven't got your logo already uploaded into your asset library, you can upload a file from your computer. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. So here's my logo that I'm going to select. Good, so that's the logo that will appear at the top. If I wanted to add a file directly from my computer, I could select this option, upload file, and that will allow you to select a file from your computer instead. But that's good. I've got my logo there. And now let's add in our buttons. So I'm going to select a button, drag it to the middle, and I'm just going to duplicate this a few times because I want to add a few different links. So let's start with the first one and we'll say visit the website. Now, this is already on our website, but what we want to do is essentially just link this button to our home page. So to do that, we can click attach link. And if you hit the / key and type home and select that, that is now linked to the home page of the website. So that's the first link I've done. Then the second button, I'm going to link to my services. And I'm going to attach a link here as well. And I'm just going to hit / and click services. And the third link, I'm going to link to my about page. So we'll attach a link, go on about. And then the final link, I'm going to encourage people to get in touch with me. So we'll say get in touch, and I want to link that to my contact page. So that's it. That's my buttons set up and I've linked them all. Now you could go on and on. You could have even more links to this as well. You could have a link to your landing page for your freebie. If you have a YouTube channel or a podcast, you could have a button that links externally to those. You could have as many links as you like, but for the purposes of this, I'm just going to leave it there at the 4 links that I've set up already. And then the final thing you can add in is I like to add in a couple of blog posts here because they might catch someone's eye and someone might be interested in an article that I've written. But you could add in an FAQ section. You could add in a bit more about your services here. Really, the possibilities are endless. You can add whatever you want here for people to look at, for anything you want to draw attention to. But let me show you how you can add a blog post summary block here. So I'm going to click add block. And I'm just going to type in summary here. So this is my summary block, and I'm just going to make that a bit smaller so it's all in line. And then if I click on this pencil icon, I can select a page and click blog because I want it to pull in the content from my blog. And then I can go on the design, and I'm going to just reduce the number of items to 2 because I think it looks a bit neater. And that's great. That's my summary block with my blog. But what I also want to do is just maybe put a subtitle here to say read the blog. So what I can do is click add block and add a text block and just drag that to the middle. And I'll just say the latest on the blog. And let's just make that a bit bigger. We'll bring it to the center, make it bold. Okay, that's good. Now, this is all well and good. This looks fabulous. This is exactly what we need. It ticks the boxes of, it's got our branding, it's got our various links, and we've got some blog posts linked there as well. But we really do need to ensure that this looks good on mobile, because this is going to be linked to on our Instagram profile. And of course, the majority of traffic that comes from Instagram is going to be on a mobile device. So if we toggle over to mobile view in the top right hand corner here by clicking on the mobile icon, and this is looking pretty good. So we've got our logo at the top here. I'll just drag that up, and I'll just scooch the buttons up a little bit as well. Maybe I'll keep a gap there. Good. And then we've got the latest on the blog and the 2 blog posts. Brilliant. So that looks good on mobile as well. So now I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to come out of here. Now, there's a few back-end settings that we need to do on this page just to ensure that it is set up correctly. So if we click on this cog icon, just hover over your new link in bio page and click on the cog icon that appears. And the first one is, if we go into the SEO tab, I'm going to hide this page from search results. So this page is very thin on content. I don't necessarily want this appearing in a Google search if someone's searching for me or the services that I offer, because it doesn't give them an awful lot of information. It just shows them some more links to press. And the purpose of this is purely to appear in our Instagram profile. So it doesn't need to appear in search engine results. I'm going to toggle that on so it doesn't appear anywhere it doesn't need to. The second lot of settings that I'm going to do is, if I click on the navigation, I've got the option here to toggle off the header and the footer, and I'm actually going to do that here because if I just click save and show you, because this is purely for links and we don't need kind of a navigation menu. This is essentially our navigation menu. That's the whole purpose of the page. So we don't need a header with a separate navigation menu as well. I think that just adds confusion. And same goes for the footer. The footer also acts as a secondary navigation menu, but because this page is essentially a navigation menu in itself, we don't need to have a footer on it either. And then the third setting that we need to look at is, if we just go back into settings, is just under the general tab, just look at this URL slug, and it should be the words that you've given to the page title just separated by hyphens, and that's exactly what has happened here. We've got link in bio. Now this URL slug will appear on your Instagram profile, so make sure you give it a name that makes sense. So link in bio makes sense, links makes sense, IG links makes sense, but just be aware that this will appear to your Instagram followers, so don't name it anything that you wouldn't want them to see. Now, if you wanted to add your brand new page into your Instagram link in bio, what you'd need to do is go over to your Instagram profile and go into the profile settings, and in the space where it says add your links or add your website, you need to type in your domain name and then /, and then you can just copy this URL slug and paste it there. And then your link in bio page is all set up. So that's it for setting up your link in bio landing page directly onto your Squarespace website. If you haven't already got a copy of my Squarespace website checklist, I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. It's completely free to download, and you can tick off all the steps as you build out your website. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best.